Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 23, 2022. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is calling on Jamaicans to finally resolve as a country to set aside differences and take every action necessary in an all-of-society effort to save lives and eradicate violence at its root. He issued the challenge while condemning yesterday's gruesome and horrific murder of a 31-year-old mother and her 4 children in Cocopiece, Clarendon. The deceased are the mother, Kamisha Wright, 15-year-old Kimana Smith, 10-year-old Shamari Smith, 5-year-old Kafana Smith, and a toddler, 23-month-old Kishan Henry. Mr. Holness says their murder is an act of savagery, barbarity, and brutality of unequal proportions that reinforces the need for us to continue pursuing a holistic approach to the disease of interpersonal violence in our society.
It is heartbreaking, heartrending. This kind of violence cannot be allowed to continue without a response, without action on the part of the government.
The Prime Minister's comments came shortly after landing in Kigali, Rwanda yesterday, where he is representing Jamaica at the 26th Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. He expressed condolences to the family and loved ones of Ms. Wright and her children, while giving a commitment that the full resources of the police would be used to investigate and prosecute the individual or individuals responsible. The statement from the Office of the Prime Minister reveals that the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, and other state agencies have been deployed to provide support. The Member of Parliament, Minister with Responsibility for Information, Robert Morgan, has also activated his internal support mechanisms to assist the family and community at this time. Potential investors in the logistics and free zone sectors recently got a hands-on glimpse of the opportunities to do business in Jamaica. They were taken on a tour of major investment project sites showcased by the Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO, and the Port Authority of Jamaica during the recent World Free Zones Organization ACE conference in Montego Bay. Among the investments pitched was the 650-acre Kimanis development site, where investors can benefit from up to 50 years tax-free income on a long-term lease contract for the lands.
We're going to put in between $40 and $60 million to make sure that the utilities are at the gate. The country gets a developmental push when we get investors to come in and invest like this. That is the policy outline and outlook of the government.
The group of investors also toured the Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited, where over $300 million has already been invested. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, says the policy outline that backs this and other special economic zones in Jamaica is robust, strong, legal, and codified. Close to 17,000 operators of public passenger vehicles, PPVs, are set to benefit from government's gas relief grant. Applications for the grant opened on June 20, and owners of contract carriages and route taxi vehicles can now access $25,000. They will need to apply online at wecare.gov.jm and provide a valid Transport Authority road license issued no later than April 30, 2022, as well as their taxpayer registration number. Applicants also need to be the primary owner of the licensed vehicle. The $600 million grant fund is geared at cushioning the impact of the rising cost of fuel on the operators. The process is being managed by the Transport Authority. Corporate Communications Manager Merdina Callum says owners of multiple vehicles are eligible to receive a grant for each licensed vehicle.
We are also asking all the operators with companies who are eligible that they designate an authorized officer and submit the person's CRA to collect the funds on behalf of those companies.
For further information, contact the Transport Authority at 876-908-199728. Government will be focusing on a deposit refund scheme for plastic bottles backed by legislation. Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Matthew Samuda, says the scheme aims to increase the percentage of plastic bottles collected for recycling.
My information is that less than 20% of newly produced bottles are collected for recycling. Our targets need to be above 60%, and we will ask over time as we build out this system to get formal declaration of this target in the way we have formal targets for protected areas.
He says the government will be working with all stakeholders, including the opposition, as the policy, legislation, and operational plans are developed.
This statement in no way diminishes the efforts of the plastic manufacturers by way of the Jamaica Recycling Partners Initiative, or that of any of the other recycling companies currently operating in Jamaica. Their efforts are to be acknowledged and congratulated.
Minister Samuda was speaking in the Senate recently. And finally, government is moving to protect young people from e-cigarettes and tobacco products amid concerns about ease of access by children. A recent rapid assessment conducted by the National Council on Drug Abuse, NCDA, reveals widespread use and access to tobacco vaping devices among the youth in Jamaica. It's revealed that 15% of adolescents between ages 13 and 15 reported having used e-cigarettes, and of those who have used tobacco, 80% did so before the age of 14 years. Pointing to a worrying trend where adults are enablers, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton stresses that action can and will be taken under the Tobacco Control Act 2020.
To those who are getting away with pushing the habit of smoking, particularly among our young people, I just want to say to them, the proposed bill, the proposed law has penalties for this kind of breach. You can, in parish court, be fined up to $1 million if you market or sell tobacco products to young people.
The minister is calling on young people to recognize and be wary that e-cigarettes and vaping are harmful to their health and will cause sickness and early death.
It's worse than the tobacco that you smoke, because that chemical that is in that thing will affect your lungs, your brain, and everything else.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at a recent NCDA Youth Forum held at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.